Test 1, 2. How's the audio? How's the wind? If you're here on this video, I assume you already know what a drone is, as well as what the Mavic Air is, or the Mavic Air 2 rumors. You're somewhat familiar with what I'm actually talking about. My name is Sean Oz. This is the World of Oz, where I like to share with you how I use drones, action cameras, 360 cameras in my day-to-day adventures here in the Rocky Mountains, as well as share tips and tutorials so that you can learn to use them the same way that I do. About a year ago, April 30th to be exact, of 2019, I made a video about the Mavic Air 2. The Mavic Air 2, it's coming. But when is it coming? And it's gonna be worth an upgrade if you already have the Mavic Air 1 or some other DJI drone. And now a year later, DJI has announced an event for April 27th, 2020 for the Mavic Air 2. In this video, I want to compare the 6 points that I made back then. There's about 6 points that I want to go over that I've heard about. Some I know are definitely going to happen if this comes true. Others are still sort of speculation and I'm not quite sure. To what we actually know about the new Mavic Air 2 that's coming out this year. The Mavic Air is one of my favorite drones that I own or that I've used at any time. The form factor and the way that it actually flies are two of my favorite things about the Mavic Air. The two things that almost everyone I know that's owned Mavic Air has complained about: battery life as well as the Wi-Fi connection. If you missed it, I just recently did a Wi-Fi test of the Mavic Air versus the Skydio 2, which you can check out in that card right there. We all hoped that the Mavic Air 2 would have OcuSync 2.0. And we're gonna go over that, and as well as why I think DJI sort of dropped the ball with the Mavic Air 2. Take everything here with a grain of salt because they haven't actually had their event yet, so we are going off of leaks as well as old rumors and new rumors on what the Mavic Air 2 has and does not have. And until that event actually comes out, there might be some hidden feature or some hidden tool within this drone that changes everyone's mind. There's a lot of people that are questioning what the hell DJI was thinking with this particular drone. Make sure you leave comments below what you were hoping for with the Mavic Air 2, if this new drone that DJI is releasing is a Mavic Air to you or not, because to me, it's not, and we're gonna get into that in just a minute. Let's go over these 6 points that I made in this earlier video and see how they hold up a year later. Number 1, first thing, size and form factor. I have heard that they are going to slightly change that, but that it will still have that unique look and feel to it like the current Mavic Air does. They are changing the form factor of this drone. It is no longer looking like a Mavic Air. It now looks like a smaller Mavic Zoom or Mavic 2 Pro. I love the build of the Mavic Air Original. That thing is my favorite constructed drone. From the sleekness to it, to the size of it, to the way it handles and flies. I'm even okay with the way the battery goes in from the bottom side of it. I already own a Mavic Zoom, and if I wanted another one that was just a little smaller, I'd probably just buy the Mavic Mini. I wanted a Mavic Air 2 with OcuSync. That's what most of us wanted DJI, and for some reason, you didn't realize it. Number 2, quiet props. Looks like from the pictures that have leaked, this is gonna come with folding quiet props, something we all hoped for, something a lot of us bought aftermarket props for our original Mavic Air. They got that right at least. Number 3, the camera. The rumor is that it's gonna have the same camera that the Mavic Zoom has. There is definitely gonna be an upgrade to the camera. I am putting a link in the description to a website that has a lot more specs and actually has a couple pages of the instruction manual for the new Mavic Air 2 that has leaked, so that you can go check all the specs yourself. From what I have heard, it is an upgraded camera, and it is a very similar camera to the Mavic Zoom. However, the form factor and shape of it looks a little different. Will it have the zoom feature that the Mavic Zoom has? From what I understand, it will not. 4, new quick shot modes. Now, do I think they're gonna do everything that the Mavic 2 Pro has? as well as the Mavic Zoom has? Hell no. But do I think they're gonna come up with something to make the regular user go, ooh, look at that? Hell yes. 5 battery life. I think we all would like a little bit of a longer battery for the Mavic Air. For myself, it wasn't that bad. I had 4 batteries, and there was never a time that I ever flew out so far that I couldn't get it back to do a battery swap. However, this should have a similar flight time to the Mavic 2 Pro or the Mavic Zoom. Give or take 32, 34 minutes. Put it in the real world, it's probably gonna be somewhere in that 28-minute range. Some people will be getting it soon enough, and we'll probably see a lot of battery tests all over YouTube as soon as that happens. Number 6. Last but not least, the biggest thing we all want is no more Wi-Fi connection. We want that OcuSync 2.0 or some other form of OcuSync. This was a big one. We all wanted a better connection with this thing. OcuSync 2.0, that has come true. As nice and as solid as DJI's Wi-Fi drones actually are, they just aren't good enough for most of us. Once you get between buildings, trees, things like that, your connection signal becomes shorter and shorter. Then throw in other Wi-Fi signals and other interference coming through the sky, and it can become shorter and shorter. With OcuSync 2.0, that's pretty much gonna solve those issues. So that's a great thing. So where did DJI drop the ball? For most of the things, they came true. It has an improvement over the Air in almost every single way. But the problem is, it's not an Air anymore. It's basically a tiny Zoom. It's not even as small as the Mavic Mini. It's like in between the Mavic Zoom and the Mavic Mini. Now you have this Air in the middle, completely different form factor than the original Mavic Air, and I'm sure the flight characteristics are completely different than the original Mavic Air 2. Why, DJI? I wanted to give you my money so bad. It was just burning a hole in my pocket for a Mavic Air 2, and you went and you did this to all of us who bought the Air and slowly waited and waited for that Air 2 to come out so that we could go pick it up and we'd have that stronger OcuSync and maybe a little bit more battery time, and then you do this to us. Why? I already have the Zoom, I already have an original Mavic, I have the Air, I have an Evo, and I have the Skydio 2. I don't need a smaller version of the Zoom unless there's some hidden feature in this that we haven't seen yet. DJI, I'm keeping my money this time. I'll save it up for the Mavic 3. You can keep the same form factor for the Mavic 3 and I'll be just fine, happy with that. But for the Air, why? Why did you make it not the Air anymore? All the things that we hoped for the Mavic 2 Air, except you put them on the Mavic 2 Zoom Mini. That's what this is. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if this fulfills your want of the Mavic Air 2, or if this just seems like another Mavic 2 Pro or Mavic 2 Zoom shrunk just a little bit to you. I appreciate everyone that always comes by the channel and talks in the comments below. It's a great community for us to go back and forth with each other, and there's nothing wrong with us speculating and talking about what we want to spend our money on and what we don't want to spend our money on. I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.